Let's talk about Iran, not just the headlines, but the people who live there, day in and day out. When you hear Iran, you probably picture stern politicians, nuclear talks, and endless news alerts. The world's media often paints Iran in broad strokes, stories of conflict, tension, and uncertainty. But behind those headlines are over 80 million people, more than the population of the UK or France, each one with their own story, their own struggles, and their own dreams for the future. These are ordinary people. Parents, students, dreamers, jokesters, artists, and entrepreneurs, all living under circumstances most of us can't imagine. Their daily lives are filled with moments of hope, laughter, and resilience. Iran is the most sanctioned country on earth, and that reality shapes every part of daily life. From the bustling markets to the quiet corners of family homes, sanctions touch everything. Sanctions affect everything: the price of bread, access to medicine, even the dreams of young people hoping to study or travel abroad. Choices that seem simple elsewhere become daily challenges here. It's a heavy weight, but it's not the whole story. Despite the obstacles, people find ways to connect, to celebrate, and to keep moving forward. For the next few minutes, let's look past the politics and see the real Iran, the everyday moments that rarely make the news. Let's meet the people, see their hopes, frustrations, and the ways they find joy despite it all. From family gatherings to spontaneous street celebrations, life goes on. Because to understand a country, you have to understand its people. Their stories, their laughter, and their struggles reveal a side of Iran that's rarely shown. Their lives are more complex, more human, and far more interesting than any headline. There's so much more beneath the surface. So, let's go beyond the news and see what life in Iran is really like. Let's open our eyes to the everyday beauty, the challenges, and the spirit that defines this nation. You might be surprised by what you find, and maybe you'll see Iran in a whole new light. Sanctions. What are they really? You hear the word all the time in the news, but what does it actually mean for a country and its people? Let's break it down. Imagine a neighborhood where one house, Iran, is suddenly cut off from the rest. No deliveries, no banking, no repairs, and no visitors. The house is left to fend for itself, while everyone else carries on as usual. That's what sanctions do. They isolate a country economically, making it difficult to buy or sell goods, access money, or even travel. It's like putting up invisible walls that block normal life. The main reason? Iran's nuclear program, which the West fears could lead to a bomb, though Iran insists it's for peaceful energy. This disagreement has fueled years of tension and suspicion. There are other issues too, like concerns over human rights abuses and Iran's growing influence in the region. These worries add more fuel to the fire, making the situation even more complicated. To force change, world powers have targeted Iran's oil, banking, and trade, the lifelines of its economy. By cutting off these vital sectors, they hope to pressure Iran's leaders to negotiate. This isn't new. It's been going on for decades, with ups and downs. But things escalated sharply after the US left the 2015 nuclear deal, bringing even tougher restrictions. The result? What's called maximum pressure, a strategy designed to squeeze Iran's economy so tightly that it has no choice but to come to the negotiating table. But when you squeeze a country, it's not just the government that feels the pain. It's ordinary people, families, workers, children, who bear the brunt of shortages and rising prices. Sanctions are meant to target leaders and decision-makers, but in reality, they hit everyone. Everyday life becomes a struggle, from buying food to getting medicine. The impact isn't just in government offices, it's in grocery stores, pharmacies, and hospitals, where shortages and high prices make life harder for millions. The daily struggle is rarely shown in the news, but it's everywhere in Iranian life, on the streets, in schools, and in homes across the country. That's the real story of sanctions, not just politics and policies, but the everyday reality for millions of people trying to get by. What does maximum pressure mean for ordinary Iranians? It means their money loses value overnight, savings and salaries melt away, inflation is wild, prices for basics like meat and vegetables can double or triple in months, grocery shopping becomes a stressful calculation. What can we afford this week? Sanctions make importing goods nearly impossible, so even medicine is hard to find. Hospitals run short on life-saving drugs, and families face impossible choices. Businesses close, factories can't get parts, and unemployment soars. especially for young, educated Iranians. They study hard, graduate, and find the door to their future locked by politics far beyond their control. The economic pain is relentless, touching every part of daily life. It's not just numbers, it's hopes and dreams put on hold. That's the true cost of sanctions. Now, add strict social rules to the economic hardship. In Iran, the government enforces public behavior, especially for women, who must wear hijab. There are rules about music, movies, and especially dancing. Public dancing is banned, especially for women or mixed groups. For many, dancing is joy and freedom, but in Iran, it's seen as defiance. Viral videos of young people dancing often end in arrests and forced apologies. Why such a big deal? Because dancing is personal freedom, and the state wants control. For Iran's young, connected generation, these rules are suffocating. They see the world online, but live a double life: public conformity, private longing. The ban on dancing is about more than movement. It's about who gets to express themselves, and it's in private, away from the authorities, where real life and real joy happen. The struggle isn't just economic, it's about the right to be yourself, and that's a battle fought every day. Tell people they can't dance, and they'll find a way. In Iran, fun hasn't disappeared, it's just gone underground. Behind closed doors, people shed their public personas and come alive. Private parties are a lifeline, especially for the young. Gatherings happen in apartments, mountain villas, anywhere safe from the morality police. There's music, fashion, laughter, and of course dancing, an explosion of pent-up energy. But every party carries risk raids, arrests, and constant anxiety. Invitations are secret, music is kept low, and someone always watches the door. Still, the need for connection and freedom outweighs the fear. These secret gatherings are acts of resilience, proof that joy can survive even the harshest rules. It's not about rebellion, it's about refusing to let your spirit be crushed. People carve out spaces to be human, even if just for a night. That's the quiet power of hope. If private parties are secret escapes, weddings are public celebrations. In Iran, weddings are epic, multi-day spectacles of food, music, and tradition. They're one of the few places where mass celebration is allowed, so people go all out. The ceremony, or is rich with symbolism. Mirrors, candles, honey, and a holy book for a sweet future. Then comes the reception. Hundreds of guests, hours of dancing, and pure joy. Weddings are a release, a chance to forget hardship and celebrate love. They're also a testament to family and resilience. There's even a unique tradition, temporary marriage, or allowing couples to be legally married for a set time. It's controversial, but for some, it's a way to navigate strict dating rules. Weddings show how tradition adapts and how joy finds a way. In a world of restrictions, these celebrations are a burst of hope. They remind everyone what's worth fighting for. Not everyone in Iran faces the same struggles. There's a stark gap between the rich and the rest, magnified by sanctions and corruption. While most scrape by, a wealthy elite lives in luxury designer clothes, mansions, and sports cars. These are often people with government ties, or those who profit from the system. They have access to everything: money, medicine, travel, while others go without. Some even flaunt their wealth abroad, like Riza Zareb, who threw a lavish wedding in Miami, while millions suffered back home. The contrast is staggering, fueling resentment and a sense of injustice. Ordinary Iranians see the hypocrisy sanctions meant to pressure leaders end up hurting them, while the powerful thrive. It's a daily reminder that the system is rigged, and it leaves many feeling trapped by both outside pressure and inside corruption. Strip away the politics and rules, and you find people, just like anywhere else. Beneath the surface, beyond the headlines, there are lives unfolding in quiet, familiar ways. In every city and village, Iranians wake up to routines, hopes, and worries that echo our own. Iranian parents want safety and opportunity for their kids, just like parents everywhere. They dream of seeing their children grow up healthy, educated, and free to choose their own paths. Their love and concern are universal, crossing every border and language. Young graduates want good jobs and a future they can build. They study hard, hoping their efforts will open doors, and they imagine lives filled with purpose and possibility. Iranians are not a monolith. They're artists, engineers, dreamers, and friends. Each person carries a unique story, shaped by family, ambition, and the desire to belong. They're proud of their culture, but tired of being isolated and misunderstood. Their traditions are vibrant, their celebrations full of color and meaning, yet they long for the world to see them as more than just a headline. Most are weary of being defined by conflicts they can't control. The weight of history and politics often overshadows their daily joys and struggles. We often forget this, lost in headlines and stereotypes. The real stories are quieter, found in everyday moments, not breaking news. But if you sat down for tea with an Iranian family, you'd find laughter, warmth, and shared dreams. You'd see the bonds that hold them together, and the simple joys that make life meaningful. The people of Iran are not their government. They're the first victims of its policies and the world's response. Their daily lives are shaped by decisions far beyond their control. Their ambitions are stifled, their hopes put on hold. Yet, even in uncertainty, they hold on to dreams of something better. All they want is a chance, at a normal life, at connection, at a future worthy of their spirit. They want to share in the world, to be seen and understood for who they truly are. That's what unites us all. No matter where we're from, we share the same hopes for happiness, belonging, and peace. And it's what we should remember. When we look past the barriers, we find the dreams we all share, waiting to be recognized and honored in every heart. So, what's the takeaway? There's no simple answer to Iran's story. My goal isn't to pick sides, but to look deeper, at the human cost behind the politics. Next time you hear about Iran, think of the young people dancing in secret, the families stretching every reel, the parents searching for medicine, and the joy of a 3-day wedding. These are the real stories. In a connected world, it's easy to build walls, but understanding starts with empathy. The people of Iran are waiting for a new chapter. Let's not turn away. Let's keep listening, learning, and talking about the people, not just the politics. Challenge the simple narratives, seek out the complex, beautiful human stories beneath. Because our shared hope for a better world is something no sanction can ever take away. Thank you for listening.